My name is Wade Rogers, and I am a school counselor at Piggott Elementary School, and I will be your presenter during this session. I would like to invite you and your children to watch this video and participate in an activity together about self-esteem. I have a few things that I want to show you. All right, you might notice this is Captain Jack Sparrow's hat and wig. I do not have the entire costume, but I want you to simply notice that my new look. I have some other things that I want to show you. So there's number one. Okay, next, I have this one. I could wear this if I wanted to be in a Harry Potter movie, or act as Harry Potter, or another character at Hogwarts. And then, I have this one right here. This one's a little harder for me to see out of, but you will notice, yes, I have a Batman mask as well. So I put those on for you for a reason. Yes, I hope you're laughing and enjoying that. But why do I wear those items? What do they have in common? If you said they are masks, then you're correct. They are something that we wear to dress up and disguise ourselves. I don't wear masks like these every day. That's not the real me. Masks can be used in all kinds of situations, like when we dress up in costumes and have fun. Now, when a person puts on a mask, costume, or specific outfit, they tend to feel and act differently. For example, when I put on the Batman mask, it's easy for me to act and feel like I am Batman. This is the power of the mask. It can create a feeling that causes us to think or act differently than we would without a mask. So wearing a mask is what I'm going to talk about today. Remember, the lesson is about self-esteem. Self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. As your children get older, they may have more feelings and opinions about themselves, which is normal. In their lives, they will have ups and downs, which can affect how they feel about themselves. And this is why I am talking to you today. Today we're going to do an activity where you reflect upon yourself and think about yourself in an honest and positive way. Self-esteem is knowing who you are, having confidence with who you are, and also picking yourself up when you are feeling down or not doing as well at times. As children continue to grow, their self-esteem should also be lifting up. This can be challenging at times because as they get older, there are so many changes, such as physical changes, size, academics in schools, friendships, maybe a home situation, and interests. This can affect how we feel because it may create certain feelings about one's abilities to do well in academics, a certain class or test, a competition or game, going to college, or even in a job. We may also wonder why we used to be really good at something and now it seems difficult, or we have noticed that others are just as good or better than us. This can affect our self-esteem. Change can be difficult sometimes. Success and achievements can help your child feel good about himself or herself. Praising your child's specific efforts is a positive way to boost their self-esteem. But your child can also build self-esteem doing things he or she doesn't always enjoy or succeed at. You can still praise their effort and determination and remind them that these will help them succeed in other areas or next time. Children and adults need to know they are wonderful just the way they are and to be resilient and not give up. So here's what we're going to do today. Since we're talking about masks and self-esteem, I'm going to show you an activity to help you. The masks we talked about at the beginning are masks we wear for activities or events. In life, sometimes we wear masks that no one can actually see. They are masks that we put on for the world that don't always show who or what we really are. Today we're going to talk about how we can make sure the face and the person we are showing in the world is our true, authentic self. So for our activity, you see here that I have a piece of paper with a printout of a mask on it. You could take a piece of paper and draw out a mask or a face, or you could simply fold the paper in half for this activity. As you can see, I folded the paper in half because we're going to need two sides. Now we're going to talk about this, to talk about how we can build up your self-esteem and know who we are. As for now, I will share what I wrote on my paper so that I can model for you how to share and explain what I'm going to ask you to do. So you can see I put who I am now on the one side. And then I wrote everything on this one side about how I see myself right now. All right, what I have written about me would be different than if I was an elementary school student or a high school student. As of right now, I am a school counselor. I'm 47 years old. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. I'm healthy. I like athletics. I like to exercise. I'm kind. I am an outdoorsman. And those are the words that I wrote on here. That's who I am. When I think about it right away, that's just who I am. Now, if I was in 5th grade or high school, it would be different. I may not have all the same experiences. I would not have a profession, so it would be different. I would be a student and a son and a brother, and that would be different because of who I was living with. I was a child, and around middle school, my parents were divorced. So this would change my family dynamics and my feelings. I also had a dog when I was growing up. I played baseball, football, bowling, and track. I had a job during high school, and these were some of the important things in my life at that time. So you can see that this is different then than it is now. So on the one half of the paper or face, I want you to write who you are. Right now, take time to think about who you are. All the things that make up who you are. Write all the wonderful things that represent you and the things that have happened to establish who you are as a person. Look in the mirror if you need to. I want you to now think about who you are right now and really know that person, because we're going to develop some other things. Go ahead and pause the video here and write down the words that represent who you are on the mask. In thinking about self-esteem, it's good that you know these things about yourself. Even if you wrote down some words that weren't your favorites, it's still who you are, and that's okay. At least you recognize it. This would be great to share with others. So if it is comfortable for you, please share with another person who you trust and respect. Next, I want you to take the other side of your mask and I want you to write the future you. Who will I become? What is your future going to be? Now I want you to think of the things that you plan for yourself. Maybe it's just for this year. Maybe it's for 5 years from now, or possibly 10 years in the future. So who are you going to be? Who will you become? Now you can transfer some of the things that you already are over to the future you, and then add things. Think about, what else are you going to do? What are you going to be in 2 to 3 years? What are your plans for yourself? What do you want in your life? Think of all the great things that you would like and add those on the paper. These should be positive thoughts for you. Hopes, dreams, goals. So I wrote who I will become on my paper. You can put the future or my future me, whatever represents you and your future. Now remember, I said that you can transfer some of the items over from who I am right now, so I did keep and add some of those words. I plan on being a husband, a father, and a grandfather. I plan on being happy and kind and healthy. And then I did add some things. I added that I plan on being retired, not today or even this year, but in years to come I do plan on retiring. I also wrote that I will volunteer more, and I plan on traveling more. I may pick a new job or work some other place, or just be adventurous. So those are some of the things that I added to mine. Now remember, if I was in the 5th grade or high school, my ideas would be different. I might put words like high school graduation, middle school basketball team, or 3.25 GPA or higher, state championship, back in school with my friends, or college. So I want you to think about yourself. Pause the video here and share your my future me words with a loved one. Now I love it when people write this out, because then we can put this up and look at it. I can look at my mask and know who I am and know where I want to be. If I keep looking at it and keep adding to it, I know that in my mind that great things could happen for me. And that's what we want. These masks we just created together are who we really are and how we can remember to stay on track as our authentic selves. Invisible masks we put on for others that hide our true feelings are not necessary in life. Truth, honesty, and authenticity are what help our self-esteem and our relationships grow and strengthen. So we help our children to use their self-esteem to keep them going, drive them to set goals and achieve accomplishments. We will make mistakes and hit obstacles at times, but that is okay because we will reflect and learn from those days. But we will have many celebrations along the way too, and we should recognize everyone who helps us and have them celebrate those accomplishments with us. Just know that I believe in you. And I know that with self-esteem, our children go up and down because some days are great and others are not. But just know that whenever children have a bad moment, it isn't going to last forever. Look at the things that they do well and focus on those. Even though they might mess up sometimes, it shouldn't take them off course or who or what they aspire to become. So this is just an activity that I want you to practice. Remember, think about what kind of mask you and your children are wearing. I'm not talking about the ones we wear for parties or fun. I'm talking about what kind of invisible mask is being worn by you and your children when you are around your friends, at school, or work. Are you and your children being your true selves? And is that true self helping you get where your goal is? Or are you and your children covering up sometimes because you are unsure about something or self-esteem is low? Don't let that take either of you away from what you want to be. Try to be your true selves, and this is why we write it down. Read it often and do good self-talk about ourselves. And this is why we find good people who are going to help us become better and accomplish our goals. Being connected to other people who care about them is good for your child's self-esteem. Again, this is a good way to improve your self-esteem. A strong tool to help us to understand and improve our self-esteem is literature. On the screen, you can see some of my favorites. I bet you have some of your own too. Remember to take time reading and discussing the messages in these stories. They're powerful mirrors to see ourselves and windows to see and understand others. Families, we want to make sure you know that Clark County School District has many resources available for you to support you during this time and always. We have community resources to help you in the areas of housing, food, transportation, academic support, social emotional support, and many others. A few of these resources are on the screen. Please do not hesitate to contact our counseling department at 702-799-8441 for additional support.